It's all that.
Whew. Okay, we're
So,
back. We had
Kurt
to
has
restart.
Kurt has an important stat to share with you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Well, do you want to intro it first, or should I just get right into the whacking off?
well, Cooper's back from a tour.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta talk about
We
that
wanted to
first.
come back with a big episode, so we brought in Kurt, who's been mentioned on the podcast. He's a very funny comedian. And then we recorded for 3 minutes, then I realized I had plugged in all the cords completely wrong. And now we're here. Let me just Byron Allen Comics unleashed this. So, Kurt, you were telling us a funny story about a day you prayed a lot.
Yes. It was
Well, it's
also-
more of a statistical story.
Yeah,
so
it's a
any
statistic.
math heads
Yes.
watching.
You know, the most I ever came in a day was 8 times, but it was also the same number of prayers I gave to God
Yeah.
that day. 8.
Which really shows why you pray.
Well, it didn't work. So I guess God's up there just like, I don't give a shit.
I don't know. You have a wife now. I think it worked.
It worked.
I think it worked. You're still in the church.
Hmm.
You still go a little, right?
I go to confession.
Do you believe in God or are you just scared of him?
No, I believe in God.
Okay.
But you fear him more than you believe.
No, there's fear.
Yeah.
Oh, most of it is fear. I think about hell almost every single day of my
Yeah,
life.
See, I don't believe in God, but boy, am I terrified of him.
I think you think about hell more than you think about God.
Yeah, I probably think about the 7 princes of hell more often than I think about God.
I think that's what Catholicism teaches you, is mostly just like the punishments.
Yeah, it's
Because I went to a non-denominational Christian school, and they're just like, God loves you so much, but I experienced Catholic discrimination.
yeah, really.
Mm.
They said, you're not, these kids in 3rd grade said, you're not Christian, you're Catholic. And I said, Catholic's the best Christian.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
what is up? That happens here too?
Happens everywhere around the world. Catholics are being,
Amen to that, brother.
being
That was-
discriminated.
Yeah, Catholics are the most oppressed group on the fucking
Everybody's so busy with these fucking fake Augustinians and all these fucking people in
planet. Palestine and no
Yeah.
Palestine.
Well, the Catholic Church is the only
Yeah.
church that can trace its lineage right to St. Peter, the Rock.
it's the only one.
It's the only one.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the only one.
If I went back to religion, I would probably just go full Catholic.
Well, people have been doing that. And they've been doing it wrong.
How are they doing
what
it
do you
wrong?
mean by that?
People are going back. They're like, I'm going to become Catholic, and they were raised Protestant, and then they're like, and God hates blacks. That's what they've been saying. And then the Pope
where
had
are
to
you
come
seeing
out.
this?
It's like a right wing.
Pope?
Oh, like
Come out?
Nick Fuente.
The Pope came out and was like, "You guys that just converted are fake fans."
When was this?
It's like a couple weeks ago.
And he was like, stop being racist?
Essentially, yeah.
Whoa.
Well, that guy Nick Fuentes, he believes in like a Catholic.
He's a Catholic guy?
But he believes in like a really fucked up thing, like a Catholic oligarchy or like
That's big now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
A lot of the right wing wants a theocracy in America.
It's crazy because Catholicism historically is like Democrat. It didn't become like a Republican thing until the 80s with like abortion stuff.
Because Republicans were all like Protestant and evangelical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, JFK was the first Catholic.
He was. It was a big deal.
president, and they literally shot him in the head because he was Catholic.
But
They couldn't
I
handle a
love
guy
saying-
with that sort of brains.
I love saying it's because he was Catholic. That's awesome. That's why. It didn't have to do with Cuba or embarrassing the CIA and
It was
pissing off Roger, getting Roger Dulles fired or whatever. No,
It was
didn't
a
have-
Protestant in the grassy knolls that shot JFK for believing he could pray to Mother Mary.
I mean,
a Protestant killed JFK because he didn't believe the truth, which is that God is real and he is scary.
that's the
Which
thing.
is the
like,
pivotal belief of Catholicism, is that God is real and he's out to kill you.
in 2020, when everybody was protesting about George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, I was like, yeah, for sure, but we've never talked about the slaying of innocent Catholics in America. Beautiful.
George
John F.
Floyd
Kennedy.
was a Catholic.
Is that true?
And
Well, is that true?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He's probably Baptist.
George Floyd, Eric Gardner, Trayvon Martin, more Catholic slayings happening across
All
the
the
country.
Jews that were killed in the Holocaust were actually Catholics.
They were Catholic.
Well, the KKK hates Catholics.
They do.
That's like a
Yeah.
weird.
yeah. The KKK
It's also
does.
very. You know, when I was a kid, I thought those.
You thought the KKK were awesome?
No, when I was a kid, I thought when I saw a photo of like a cross on fire, I was like, oh, they're just like punk ass Christians. This is a punk ass Christian house.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you are a kid and you see a cross on fire and you love God, you're like, dude, yes.
Where'd you see the cross? Was this in person?
Like it was like a black
Was
and
this
white
in front of your
photo,
house?
and I was like, man, that's some punk ass shit.
Yeah, that's just somebody being like, "This is how badass God is." I mean,
I have seen burning crosses on punk albums before.
Really?
I think
A burning cross is one of the coolest symbols. It just sucks that it's only associated
with
with
hate.
race.
same thing with the
Yeah.
Confederate flag, which Cooper has one that he had to put away. He usually where that is usually Confederate flag.
Yeah, I got into tapestries recently, and I got a big fucking stars and bars right here, just to let anybody. I'm trying to cover this fucking Arab soda or whatever the hell this is. Did you guys ever drink Orange Gina? It's great.
I've
No.
Never had Orange Gina. It's
European?
wonderful. I don't know. I don't know.
Also, you can't see this. He has a Confederate flag and a Rhodesian flag. I don't know what that's about. He says that Rhodesia needs to come back.
Yeah, I just love what happened in Rhodesia. Did they do a genocide?
It was like a European white colony, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
became Zimbabwe.
I have a painting of King Leopold in my bedroom. 'Cause
That's
I-
awesome.
I love what he did in Ethiopia. Because it's like either make the rubber or lose a finger. I really don't give a fuck. That's when people actually went to work, and nobody works anymore.
Don't you have a T-shirt of Joseph Kony?
I love Coney. I think he's still on the loose.
He's still.
They never got him.
No.
Remember when everybody cared about that?
Yeah.
And then the guy that did it started jacking off in San Francisco, and everybody stopped caring.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it's like San Francisco, you can jack off there.
If he was
I don't know why he got in trouble.
Yeah, if he was doing it at the Folsom Street Fair, it would literally be fine.
Yeah.
But they stopped doing the Folsom Street Fair, so you can't jack off in the street anymore. Do you ever hear about that?
No, I haven't.
You'd
What is
love it.
Tell me, please.
It's,
I'm all ears.
Well,
lot
actually, he
of-
got in trouble because he was in San Francisco jacking off, and some gay guys tried to suck him off, and he wouldn't let him,
He
and
was
that's
homophobic.
illegal.
Yeah, he was-
that's illegal in San Francisco.
Yeah, with their new fucking mayor. Yeah.
It's illegal. It's
Yeah.
illegal. If you have your dick out, it's actually illegal for a gay guy not to suck it.
You have to let him suck it. Fucking new mayor Carl Cumdog signed a new city ordinance that if gay guy wants to suck your cock, you gotta let him drain you on the spot. The Folsom Street Fair is they just shut down a street and let a bunch of like a lot of queer, but also just like straight people. You can just walk around naked and like get your dick sucked and jack
Wow.
off and like get whipped in the street. It's
Good place to make friends.
Honestly,
we had something
yeah.
like that in Nashville.
Did you?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody would bring an AR-15 and fucking shoot a twink's dick off. They
Did I
wouldn't
tell you
allow
about
that
the
at
guy-
all.
the guy
They'd
I
fucking shoot a guy in a pup mask. It's a lot of pup guys at Folsom Street Fair. A lot of
Wait.
I
Aren't
feel
the
like
pup? I get the two confused. What's the difference between a pup mask and a furry?
Furries wear a full body suit that has like fur on it,
Yeah.
and then they have a whole character for that. They have like a name. It's like an alter ego.
The persona.
And the pup guys, their pup masks are just made of like leather. They're kind of adjacent to leather gaze. And so they'll wear like a leather pup mask with like a leather vest and some leather shorts. And then, you probably walk around like a dog a little bit. But it's less like I'm a dog and it's more like I'm kind of acting like one, I think.
Yeah.
I think the difference is just how much you like Magic the Gathering. Like,
Yeah.
pup guys like it a little, and fur guys love it.
Pup guys are like guys you can probably kind of hang out with and are
Yeah.
like, chill. And furries are like, I get anxious in public. Because I put on the fursuit
Yeah.
because I get anxious. And a pup guy's like, no, I want to like drink out of a bowl
When they're
in downtown LA.
when
Yeah.
when I went to community college, like I remember the cafeteria when I go in there, there'd always be people playing Magic the Gathering, and they were the grossest people I've ever seen in my life. And there was one girl there who everybody had fucked. It was awful. I hated it.
Everybody fucks her so much it was awful.
Well, all the Magic the Gathering guys.
Neckbeards.
Yeah, that's the
right?
thing about nerd.
She was, yeah. I think she was like, she might have had a kid or something.
Nerd groups are crazy. Did you have goth? Did you have a group of goths at your high school?
Oh, yeah.
We had a group of goth and scene kids, and it's really interesting because it's always about 2 girls, 4 guys, and they all have sex with each other.
Really?
And then, usually they all have sex with each other. They end up like double teaming them.
Oh no.
Same with band kids. Any group you see, that's always
Theater
I mean,
kids too, right?
Yeah, people always say that about theater kids, band kids, and then goth kids or like scene kids. They all fuck each other so much.
Man, cross country was.
That's
like
really
that, Cooper.
disgusting. I really hate
Yeah,
sex.
I didn't have that. I didn't have the cross country experience. Was not. If you just try and be a normal guy, you're not going to be having weird sex. But if you're in an outcast group, then you're like
You're like the pussy hound.
you're like putting 2 dicks in a trumpet girl's butthole.
Yeah. The wildest thing I ever did on the cross country team is I was on a long run and I nothing but short shorts, and I was with my team, and I was like, "Excuse me for a second," and then I ran off and just whacked off in the woods.
You love whacking off.
Did you catch up with them?
He was so fast.
Because that's
I think
You must have been so good.
Were you with just guys?
No, I was like, well, what happened was like in some girl that had a big crush on me. We were in like an art honor society group, and we were like painting a mural together, and she started rubbing my dick while we were painting this mural in like 11th grade.
That's hot.
And then she walked up to me in the hallway after class and was like, "Kurt, let me suck your dick in my car right now." And then all I said was, I have practice, and ran away. And I was the most horny I've ever been in my life because this chick was just like, so I just whacked off in the woods after that.
Did you ever let her suck your dick?
No, I was filled with too much Catholic
Damn
guilt.
shame. What a damn. I like
But
how
you probably had those moments too. That
It's
being so
so-
young.
never in my life has a woman approached
one
me to
time-
do anything.
The hottest woman that's ever hit on me one time basically did that, and I also went, ugh. This woman was basically like, "Why haven't we fucked yet?" And I went, ugh.
Man, you guys are really just fumbling the bag.
We're just
Absolutely.
thinking about sin all the time. Yeah.
We're just really scared of what God might do when he finds out. He's going to have some problems with how I've lived my life, for sure.
Maybe that's why that's happening to you guys, because you respect God enough.
We don't, I
God
guess.
it
doesn't-
comes from anxiety.
God doesn't respect me enough to throw pussy at me. That never happens.
It's a test. The pussy is a test.
Yeah. God doesn't give me any tests. He's like, you're just going to go to hell. You're just going to live a bad life where you're really depressive and negative and then go to hell.
Well, that's
That's
the
how
thing,
it'll
though, is
end.
we're also straight guys, too. So you kind of, God saw you as a lost cause.
Yeah, and all women are deeply homophobic, which is understandable. Because
That shit, it does piss me. Even as a straight guy, seeing that shit online does piss me off.
What shit online?
Well, women being like biphobic or whatever.
Is that a real thing now?
Yeah, it's like a big discussion on
but
Twitter.
also men too. Everybody's homophobic. Everybody's deeply homophobic across the entire world.
Especially me and Kurt.
Literally everybody's homophobic, which is fine. It doesn't
Is
really
it?
matter. It's only fine because it's never going to be fixed. So it's
I
what
don't
are you
know.
gonna
I feel
do?
like it could be fixed at some point.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Because people want to make babies. So if there's a group of people that don't, then they go, well, deeply they don't matter and have to die.
Well, gay people want to have babies.
They're making
know a
babies.
lot of babies that-
Cooper,
I
they're
know,
making
but you just think about what a straight person at their core thinks of a gay person. They think they're not producing.
Mm.
And then you add that to a capitalist. Listen, I'm going to stop. But, Kurt, you had a funny story from a party last night.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your soiree.
Oh, that story. I feel bad because he follows me, so I'm like, oh, is he going to...
I hope he fucking sees it.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, we're all about burning bridges here.
Do we
at
know
the
this
Dagnabbit boys.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, let's
yeah.
rip
Fuck
it.
him.
Yeah,
He's not going to listen to. He wouldn't listen
Yeah.
this far into the podcast.
Right,
Nobody
right.
does.
All right,
Nobody's
so,
listening. This is just us.
we were at a party and some guy was talking about how he's going to have a baby in like 2 days with his wife. And we're in a circle with just a bunch of people just like listening to him about how he's going to have a baby. And then I looked at him and said, "Oh, what are you going to name the baby?" And he was like, "Well, Wolf." And then I was like, just like my favorite journalist on CNN, Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah.
And then the entire group just laughed at his face, like for like a minute, that he was naming his child after Wolf Blitzer, and then he was like, "Oh, it's not. It's my wife that wants to name the kid that."
I like that he immediately sold out his wife.
Yeah.
Just immediately, like, no, it's her fault. I swear to God. I don't think that kid's going to be named Wolf.
It shouldn't be.
You have to check back and see if it got that name. I don't think
I'm
there's...
sick of people naming their kids that sort of shit.
I'm telling you, we got to get back to like Matt and James and Shane,
Shane, Cooper,
Kurt,
Name normal names.
Adolf.
Yeah.
I think it's going
Martin
out of
Luther
style.
King.
Martin Luther King. Judas of Iscariot. I'm going to name my kid
Yeah.
Judas of Iscariot.
Dude, that'd be
You
so
got-
sick if I had two white sons and named them Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Martin Luther King Leiden and Malcolm X Leiden.
Yeah.
I need to do that. Name my son Fred Hampton Leiden. And then raise him racist. I'm going to have two sons and raise one nice and one racist.
And see who gets farther in life.
Yeah.
It's a social
It's
experiment.
a social experiment. And then the racist becomes the richest guy in the world. And I'm like, well, shit.
I want to name my kid Cooper Lyden, and just lock him in an attic and never let him out. And just it's a social experiment. I want to see how he.
I want to name my son Cooper Lyden, and when my wife is pregnant, have the doctor come in and cut off his legs and arms.
Wait.
So he comes out with no legs and arms.
Wait, you're gonna not
a black market doctor.
You're gonna not abort the kid, just take off its legs and arms while it's still in the womb.
Yeah.
So you give birth to just like a lump, and then you name it Cooper Lyden.
Yeah.
That would be so sick if you hated a guy and so you had a kid and named it the same name as that guy, and then just
That's awesome.
beat the kid mercilessly. And you're like, you stupid fucking asshole. You got no idea.
I'm named after one of my dad's friends, and maybe that's what happened.
Do you ever think about how if you had children with a lady and then she brings up a name that it could be like the name of the man she actually loves?
I've thought about that. Kurt's probably gonna have to deal with that a little bit
that
more
ever
than
scare
us.
you?
Well, yeah. Well, Jasmine continues to say, "How about we name when we have our first kid, Kurt? You should name him Shane Bianchi." And I'm like, "Why are you obsessed with that name, Shane Bianchi?"
She's like, it just has a good ring to it. Dude, that would be so sick if you named your kid Shane.
Shane.
That would be so awesome. The amount of time Shane has talked about fucking your wife and then just naming it Shane. What would you name your kid? Biblical name? One of the apostles?
I said
Hans named it Hans.
I actually
Name
like
it
the name
fossils.
Conrad, and Jasmine hates it. If we had
Conrad's
a
a good-
boy,
you know,
I kind of
Conrad-
like that name.
Conrad Steinmuller?
I do
cool,
think
right?
Call
Conrad,
him
though, you
Todd.
would raise a
Todd.
really awful kid if you named it Conrad.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like he'd be like some sort of like stockbroker or something.
I wouldn't raise.
No,
him
he's
like
going to be
that.
from the east side. He'll be chill.
Yeah, he'd be
Oh,
chill.
okay. He'll be bisexual.
East side kids have
Wait,
like
what?
long... Yeah, no, he will be bi, unfortunately. If you raise a child in LA, it will be bi. I mean, I'm proof in the pudding. But east side kids have long, old names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they roll. They're all named like Gertrude and shit.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe over there.
Oh yeah, they're like bringing back the like old names, right?
Yeah.
And then the kid grows up and is like, I went to the same high school as this famous person. It's like, shut your bitch ass up.
I was doing that last night.
That's why I said
Feels
that.
a little pointed. And I want to say, we were in a conversation where somebody asked us, did anybody famous go to your high school?
Somebody that was good.
Somebody said, she said, was anybody famous from your town? And before she finished the sentence, you said no. No. Just wanted her to know. You're like, no. I'm from an awful place. I'm from the worst place in the world. And then you said Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings had an apartment, which is not the question.
Yeah.
Shane is the most famous person from his school, and that's saying a lot.
Probably, yeah.
That's, yeah.
I mean, what? You got like 15,000 followers, so that's
I
pretty
got
much...
18, dumbass.
Shane
I
has
got 18, you dumb motherfucker.
Well, if I knew that, it would be gay, so...
Shane has a statue of himself in bronze made by the.
It's in bronze because I think of myself in third place.
Yeah, I feel like by this time, if you got 18K, you should get a statue in Henderson or wherever the fuck you'd like it to be.
I'll probably put it in LA.
This is your city now?
Yeah, well, I feel like wherever you move, second is your city. Like, I feel like that's when you make a real life for yourself.
The second city.
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be cool to like find a city in America.
Unless it's
that's
like New York or LA
New York
or Chicago. Unless it's like a good one.
If
One of
I
the good
ever
ones.
make a ton of money, I'm just going to go to the poorest city in America and then rename it the birthplace of Kurt Steinmiller.
Taylor Swift is from the poorest city in America.
Really?
Yeah, but she was like a rich person from there. It's in Pennsylvania.
Sounds like it's not the poorest city.
Well, it's like
Did she
it
give
has
back?
the highest poverty rate of any place in America.
Did she give back to that
44%.
community?
No, she did not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty... Nah, maybe she did.
I mean, it'd be pretty easy to give back to that community. You give them a fucking Dairy Queen and they're like, thank you. You saved us.
Taylor Swift.
Their accent's just fucking half retard, half country.
That is the Philly accent,
Yes.
because that is near Philly.
Give them a Wawa and a DQ and they'll say you're like his greatest, Diana.
Sorry if that came off mean with the LA thing. I didn't mean it that mean. I was just trying to be silly.
What was mean about LA?
I said the mean thing about the guy who went to the high school. I was just trying to be funny.
Oh, that's fine. LA's a bad city. I've turned my
It's
back
just
on
lo-
LA.
It's
Well,
large.
do you want to move?
It's very
Absolutely.
large. I
Where
think all of LA's problems are with how big it is.
Yeah.
It's like there's too much.
No,
And then there's also, we also have Orange County, and it's like nobody can tell the difference when you're driving there.
I got New York pilled. I've turned my back on LA.
Really?
Yeah, I
cannot wait to get New York.
I just really
pilled.
hate everybody here and everything that the city has to offer at this point. Which
Even
is
the palm
bad because
trees?
I'm not moving soon, so I guess I'll just be angry every day. I woke up today just furious.
This is just because you had such a good time in New York. You just
I had such a wonderful time. I said, this is where all of my motion is.
And you kissed everyone in the city.
I kissed everybody in the city. So many women in trench coats were like...
And you went during... Zoran was
he wasn't elected.
But
yet.
Yeah, now he's going to rent freeze a lot of those apartments, kick the landlords to the curb. And
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about this? That he's going to, if they can't fix something, that they just, he's just going to give it to the government or something? Which is what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
So
Give it
yeah,
all away.
maybe by the time we move to New York, it'll be like $300 to
It's
live
going to be a
there.
hellscape.
I like
That
how,
would be awesome.
I do like how everybody over 40 just feels it's like the whole Red Scare Cold War stuff really worked on people's psyches.
It is insane when a 20-year-old says that.
Yeah.
You meet these 20-year-olds that are afraid of communism.
Yeah.
It's why?
I don't want to live in a completely communist society because I disagree with that kind of planning is just idealistic and it never works. But elements of it mixed in with capitalism there seem to be the perfect society to live in. If you have a controlled free market, which I know sounds paradoxical, but if you have a free market that has limits on it, then that's the best thing you can have. But they're oh, it's going to be fucking communist China. It's well, China's not even communist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
It's going to be communist China. Shit's going to be paradise.
Yeah, what are we going to be, the richest country in the world? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What, it's going to be fucking awesome? But I don't know. Everybody over 40 is just immediately being yeah, you got to get out of New York. And then you're why? And they're well, he's going to kill all the police. And if you listen to Zoran talk about the police, he's no, they're just too busy dealing with fucking mentally ill homeless people, and they don't have the time to deal with crime. So we just need to get people to deal with the homeless people.
Yeah.
And then they can fight crime.
The way they're talking about his wife is so strange.
Well, all the Republicans are trying to say she's ugly, and it's that lady's hot.
Yeah.
It's a hot woman.
She's obviously hot.
They were also trying to say her art is bad, and it's well, that's proof that she's hot if her art is bad.
Well, yeah, who gives a fuck if her art is bad?
Who cares?
It's not like she's the curator of the fucking MoMA or whatever.
All those 40-year-old...
Her art is bad enough that you're this was definitely a hot woman because people are looking at it.
You're from Long Island. What do your parents think about this?
Oh, they hate Mondani.
Yeah.
They,
What are they saying?
Well, Long Island is a...
Does he govern Long Island? Is that a
No.
stupid question? No, it's too far out.
So Long Island's weird because it's probably one of the most red parts of the United States.
Yeah.
You'll see.
I've heard
I mean, there's Trump flags everywhere. And then it's just very, very. It's just suburbs. It's
They're Orange
it's basically
County.
like Orange County, but
Yeah.
honestly, it's nice. It's prettier than Orange County, I think.
Really?
I think the beaches are nicer.
Interesting.
Mm.
Long Island has those, those overgrown beaches
Yeah.
on the East Coast
I
where
know
there's
what you mean.
fucking cattails
Just
and
kind of looks
dead horseshoe crabs. That's more
looks like a natural beach.
yeah, it's
It's
cooler
not
than
manicured.
amen to
I
that,
see what you
brother.
mean.
Where you can just hang out,
Just drink a couple beers with
drink
the guys.
a couple beers, skinny dip.
Yeah. Yeah. You walk in, Jaws gets you. So what are your parents saying about Mandami?
Well, it's just funny that Long Islanders
Mondani.
care a lot who the
course they
governor
care a lot.
of New York
The
City
mayor,
is. I mean,
yeah.
some of them work in New York City, which is weird. Okay, the one thing I will say, it is odd. So many people in Long Island commute to New York City and work all day in New York City.
Sure, it's where all the money is.
It's where all exactly. So it's odd that I guess those people shouldn't vote for the mayor of New York because they don't live there. But Long Island, so many of them go to the city. Like when my parents, they'll go to the city, take you to the city once a year, and then they're just safe on Long Island, just
Right.
away from it all. So even if they hated the politics of New York City, it's not like it really affects them
No.
because it's so separate from fucking bridges and tunnels and traffic.
Yeah, it's another world.
Those crazy people that, are running around New York City, they're not going to get to the Long Island.
No. It would be so sick if Long Island got, like, gentrified by, like, blue-haired liberals that they're afraid of.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of non-binaries moved into Long Island.
Are there non-binaries in New York? Are there more than LA?
Probably.
Like, I feel like, non-binary is the wrong, blue-haired liberals. Are there a lot of those in New York? Because I feel like there's not a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
Yeah, there's a lot here.
There's
a lot of both
versus
places.
like the way they are in the South.
Well, they don't have much to fight against here.
Yeah.
That's why I love when somebody who's, because we're all liberal, but I love when somebody who's extremely leftist, not liberal, moves to LA from a small town because they're like, yeah, I fucking stand up for gay rights. And everybody's like, you don't have to here. It's in law.
We did it.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
And then they have no personality anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're like, all I did was resist hate in my hometown. And it's like, yeah, they already did it.
Yeah.
It's already here. You're in one of the gayest places in the world. So you got to get good at something now.
Do you guys think this is always a weird oxymoron where like conservative or like people that are in small town flyover states are in the way they live more environmentally kind of conscious without even trying to be because they don't live in a giant city? Like think about like some guy who doesn't believe in climate change living in Illinois on a farm. He's like more connected to the environment technically than somebody that lives in Silver Lake that's driving their car everywhere and just says they care about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's probably more connected. I mean, he might be doing more, like he's probably like burning more trash and shit. But
farm owners are evil people.
No, I don't mean like a farm owner, but I mean like somebody that just
Right.
like has like I don't know, just and a like a plot of land.
I mean, I think they're definitely more connected to nature. They might be less environmentally friendly, but it's less dense, so it doesn't.
They also care less about killing animals. My uncle shot his neighbor's dog.
Yeah,
'Cause he was eating his chickens.
Yeah, dogs get shot in other states.
Yeah.
If a dog's not doing good in another state, they just shoot it
Yeah.
pretty quickly. Because sometimes you got to. Sometimes that's all you can do.
The money's calling.
Yeah, the money is calling.
I never had to shoot a dog.
Really?
No.
I mean, they're not
Wow,
really shooting
okay.
dogs.
Cooper,
in
have you
Long
ever
Island.
done that?
No.
I haven't either.
Really?
Yeah, no. I don't know why I would ever
I guess
do
you
that.
weren't out in the country.
No.
If you went out of the country, then you'd be.
Yeah, out in the country, they really don't care about animals' lives.
They just kill every dog at like 3.
Yeah.
Every dog is 3, and then it like whines for dinner, and they're like, he's getting old.
Yeah.
And they just fucking put it in a vat of acid immediately. They just have a fucking car battery.
They break all its legs and put it in a suitcase and throw it in the river.
Yeah. They have a car battery sitting in bleach in a kiddie pool outside in the backyard. It's just full of dogs. And they're like, man, all these dogs keep getting old so quickly. We got this one 2 weeks ago and it barked, so we had to throw it in the acid pit.
Yeah, you could always tell a lot about a person if they're the type of person that like hits their dog for barking.
That's crazy.
Like
Yeah.
I've been over somebody's house as a kid, and it's like the type of like parents that leave the dog in the backyard all fucking day, and there's just
Yeah.
shit all over the backyard that they never
yeah.
clean up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, these parents are hitting their child.
Yeah.
You remember the declawing cats?
Yeah, it's bad for them.
Yeah, it's so awful.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. You got to let the little guys have fun.
Yeah, they'll scratch you a couple times.
Maybe you get scratched, but you got to let him climb up on the screen door.
Yeah.
Kurt's cat's a little climber. He's always climbing up.
He's a
on the
good
screen door.
climber. You know, did I tell you the story about how when I was a kid, anytime my mom saw a feral cat, we would catch it and we would bring it home?
How many cats did you have?
At most 8. And then one time we were catching cats in a graveyard. My mom saw like 3 cats in a graveyard that she felt bad for. So
Sure.
she went to 7-Eleven and got some wet food. And we went to the graveyard to like catch these cats. And she told me to like grab one of them. And I grabbed it. And it scratched me so bad that I got an infection.
Oh, no.
And I actually had to go to the hospital because I got cat scratch fever. my hand like swelled up like.
That's a real thing? That's not just a news
No,
song?
yeah, that's what I think it was cat scratch because I went to the hospital. They were about to test me for rabies, but it's like a whole thing, and my mom didn't want to pay for like the rabies. Like,
Sure.
And also, you have to like kill the cat.
You have to like it actually is like very expensive to get tested for rabies.
You can't
it's like
pay for the life-threatening disease test.
No.
Not
we had a
the
couple
test that if it's positive, you're almost surely going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a waste anyway, I guess.
we had a couple feral cats like that we caught. We caught one. We caught one in the woods one time, and we named it Einstein.
I'm just laughing because we're like the same fucking family. Like we're like
We weren't like going to the graveyard to catch him, but we had a couple.
Well, if your mom has mental issues, some cats are coming in the house, and you're not adopting a single one. It's just like I saw this cat lonely on a porch, and it's like, Mom, that was somebody's cat.
That's the beautiful thing about these people is like they do care though. Like they see this suffering cat, and
they see themselves in it.
They see.
Well, that's why. Because
Yeah.
they go, I was innocent once too.
Yeah.
Until about age 3, and then I started getting used like a whore. And now I have to pick up cats off of the street because everybody tossed me around like a fucking ashtray until I was 17 and I ran away. And then lo and behold, got tossed around again until I met your father who beat me into submission. And now I got cats off the street. And that's why
That's the realest shit you ever said on the podcast.
That's why you guys are born. That's why you're alive. Just a life of suffering.
Are you the oldest?
I was the middle.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of the oldest, because I was conceived, I think, 2 months into my parents' relationship.
Damn.
I'm a bastard, like I was.
That is funny that you're literally a bastard.
I was born out of wedlock.
That's tough to be born as a bastard. It's just a bad start.
And you still are a fucking bastard.
You never want to be at your parents' wedding.
I was the ring bearer.
Yeah, I know. I know you were. I know you were.
So funny.
There's a picture at my Nana's house of me as the ring bearer.
That's always the funniest concept to me because a family has to be like, oh, he's so cute. And it's like, he shouldn't exist yet. Like, he shouldn't be alive. This is a bad start.
I think I lived with my aunt and my mom for like years, I think, before they got married.
Where was your dad?
My dad lived
on his own. He was like, I can't really.
He lived like on the other side, like he lived so far. My dad lived like an hour and a half away.
What? I've never heard about that. Why the fuck would he live there? He didn't move in with his wife and mother of his. When did he move in?
When they got married.
When they got married.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we can't live together. We're not marrid.
Yeah.
We only. What would people think?
Well, they barely knew each other. They barely knew each other.
I'm not gonna move in with this fucking lady just because
they've known each other for a year.
Just because she has a fucking kid of mine doesn't mean we like each other yet.
Did I ever tell you the story about how they met?
No.
This is insane.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this.
So my dad went on a date with my aunt, who's not my actual aunt.
Okay.
My Aunt Jan and
Zoran type stuff.
Yeah. And he went on a date with her, and he said she was too fat, so she introduced him to my mom. She introduced him to my mom. They worked at an ice cream shop together.
He told her you're too fat.
I believe so.
And she was like, totally. I am a woman who hates herself. It's a good thing you told me. I don't think I should be alive either. I have a friend who is less fat.
It's goddamn. It's so brutal.
Oh, wow, that's funny.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Maybe he didn't tell her, but that's what my mom said.
I like to imagine your mom telling that story, like, and then he thought she was a fat, stinky bitch, so then he dated me, and I felt lucky. Your mom, your aunt calling up your mom, like, I met this really mean guy.
And I'm gonna marry him because there's no other guy in town.
I met this guy. He's the worst.
I met this really mean guy, and now I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
I've not known this guy very long. I barely know this guy.
I met this really sadistic man. I'm carrying his child now. I love having a baby with a lady and still being like kind of on the outs on moving in.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know yet. When did they get married? How old were you?
3.
Wow.
Damn, you remember their
My
wedding?
parents, I don't. Let's see. I want to say, I'm trying to remember how old they were. My mom was 23 and my dad was 22. I was her second child. Damn. She had her first when she was 18?
That's awesome. I love waiting 3 years into a child's life to get married.
And when was their first feral cat?
I was probably 6.
Did they have any other kids before the marriage?
No. Like,
Okay.
my mom had my older sister with another guy who drank himself to death. But he drank himself to death a couple years ago.
That was before.
Yes.
So she already had a kid coming into this.
Did I tell the story about their car?
No.
Whose car?
My mom and her first husband's car had a swastika painted on the side.
Okay. Whoa. I really hate to backtrack because I want to get into that, but she had a first husband, but she had you when she was 18.
No, she didn't have me when she was 18. She had my sister when she was... Maybe she was 19.
She had you when she was like 20. But she was married before. So what age did she get married the first time?
To
Probably
Swastika
18.
Man. Yeah.
Probably 18.
And that lasted like a year?
It lasted till my sister was 2. Or maybe 1. Because there was a whole ordeal. I'm not going to go into it on the podcast.
Why did he have a swastika on his car?
Okay, so then they were the Nazi Dukes of Hazzard. Like what?
So
what kind of car? Have you seen it?
Actually, no, I've not seen it. My mom told me this story one time. My mom told me the story like weirdly recently. Like within the last 3 years. But so they didn't have a car, but my mom's first husband had this Jewish friend who had an Impala, like an old Impala, and he had a swastika on the side, and on the other side it said Impala shit, like Impala shit. Impala shit.
Impala shit.
Yeah, and so he had to drive that to work, and he got pulled over, I think, one time in that car, and he went to jail for drunk driving. And then my mom was pregnant, and she had to walk to the police station to bail him out, I think.
Her Jewish friend?
No, her first husband.
Okay. Why was the Jewish guy's car defaced by a Nazi?
He did it himself.
He did it himself.
Why did he do it?
As a source of... As
I thought it was funny. I don't know. This is every story... I feel like stories confuse me also.
Well, it does. I will say sometimes you tell stories and I feel rude asking why the things that happened. Because I feel like you tell stories and you go, listen, it just happened.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why this happened.
And I think that's the awesome thing about life is that, like, you tell these stories to people and you feel bad. They're like, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. This just happened.
I'm also being told this story secondhand.
Yeah.
And the story was literally 25 years old.
Right.
No, not even more than that. It was like 20. It's like so long ago.
Do you think that
more than 30 years ago?
Do you think that was just a defense mechanism to dissuade anti-Semitism, where he's like, nobody will shit on me for being Jewish if I got this cool car?
That actually makes sense.
Right. Maybe he just got drunk one night and was like, this will rip. But also, if you are Jewish, repping swastikas would be the funniest thing you could do.
It's pretty punk rock.
Because it's kind of like your N-word. You can take it back and be like, no, these look sick.
Yeah.
And if I do it, it's not hateful.
Yeah,
you know
but
what's
no,
a story
no
I have a vague recollection of my mom telling me, which this is one of those stories that it's like, maybe I'm misremembering it, but when she was like, before she met her first husband, she was dating a black guy and they went to go see Eraserhead.
Okay.
Which I think is interesting that she told me that.
That she dated a black man?
Just cool.
They went to Eraserhead.
Well, I mean, you're a cool interracial couple in the South. You got to see cool artsy movies.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got to keep.
I don't know how old she was though.
You're like, we're weird to everybody.
Yeah.
So we got to go see Eraserhead. Does your mom ever tell you fun stories from her dating past?
Her dating past? No, but like the stories of her growing up are some of the funniest I've ever, like, especially like my Uncle Joey. Like, my Uncle Joey has the funniest stories imaginable in my life.
I love hearing about your Uncle Joey. It's some of the darkest stories I've ever heard.
The one about him at my grandpa's deathbed is like the greatest.
What did he do? You've told me this.
Yeah, have I told you this, Shane?
Yeah.
So your Uncle Joey is it Down syndrome or just
he's He wasn't diagnosed in the 70s.
Yeah, he's just kind of classically slow.
He's goofy.
Yeah, he's just a classic goofball.
Yeah.
He's just a one-of-a-kind goofball.
He's the classic goofball that asks at dinner, is there such a thing as never-ending pain?
Well, it's one of those, you know what it is? It's the type of like mental disorder where you just never get called an adult name. So he'll never be called Joe.
Yeah.
Yes.
You stay as Bobby, you stay as Joey, you stay as Timmy.
Yeah.
They just keep calling you what they called you when you were 3 because your brain never aged past that age.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's the same guy. He still eats goldfish every fucking day.
Joey, Stevie.
Yeah.
They're all like the...
If somebody says I have an Uncle Stevie, you should immediately be like, I'm sorry. That must be really tough on your mom.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is you'll see people do stand-up about how they're like, they suffer from mental illness. And then every time I'm in the audience, I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
You want to see real mental illness?
Yeah.
You have to be owned by the state
Yeah,
of New York and thrown into a house with 7 other guys.
Yeah, call me once you're owned by the state.
Yeah. Those I pour my Uncle Joey, man, because he nobody wants him. So they're like... No, I'm serious.
Well, the peanut butter story. Can we tell the peanut butter
Yeah,
story?
of
Can I tell it?
course.
Joey was staying with a foster family.
Yeah, foster
He's staying with
family.
a foster family, but he had to be removed from the foster family because they wouldn't let him leave his room and they only fed him peanut butter.
Yeah.
Feeding him peanut butter was so funny. I remember I said
Feeding a retarded guy peanut butter is...
they were
I know.
They were feeding him like you feed a dog on his birthday.
And then
the first day of only peanut butter is a sick day. You eat a full jar of Jif and you're like, this is awesome.
Imagine the state is paying that family to do that.
And you're saving so much money just
So
buying,
much
not even
money.
Jif, probably just fucking store brand.
Because I think the state of New York, they'll pay a family like $900 like a couple of weeks per head.
And all
so
you
like all these families have like
that's crazy.
and they're usually like immigrant families that like are first generation and they like, oh, this is good money. And then they just like you go to these homes that'll be like 7 people, 8 people. They all don't get along. They're just adults that it's really sad because they're true families. Nobody no one wants to be the owner, like the fucking they don't want to deal with it. But then you're like, man, it's you know what's so funny? No one thinks that like a mentally handicapped person lives past the age of 40. Oh no, they live past the age of 40. They're just locked away in a house off of Mulberry Street.
If you ever
there's a fucking 8 other 70-year-old guys eating peanut butter in some immigrant house, and they're like, this is good money.
just watching the same movie if you ever meet like a 60-year-old mentally handicapped person, it's like, fuck.
They've seen it
People
all.
are always like they're so happy, and it's like, well, when you see them outside, this is like the only time they're outside.
No, yeah, once mom's dead, it gets real sad. You're just eating peanut butter with a birthday candle in it. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
What did he do at your grandpa's funeral?
God. Well, my
Grandpa's deathbed.
The funniest thing is like my grandpa was like he had some choice beliefs. You know, he was an old school German. So this guy was like,
old school German is crazy.
Yeah.
He was a Nazi. Is what you mean?
I mean, a sympathizer.
He's one of them old, sort of the Grease Germans. You know what I mean? From the classic 50s era. Yeah.
Well, it's just funny that like he believes that like Germans are like, you know, the
best people on earth.
And then my uncle comes out
Like
and he
a
goes
Nazi?
like, well, I guess this is the master race.
Well, yeah, I mean, deeply in his heart, he believed that your uncle should have been killed at birth.
Yeah, which is sad.
That's
I love my Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
He's the funniest guy alive.
Yeah.
He should be on Cool
Yeah.
Beans Comedy.
Well, that's what the Nazis...
Oh boy, yeah.
That's what the Nazis got wrong, is they didn't realize that those guys are some of the funniest fellas alive. They
Well,
just kept...
Germans don't appreciate comedy. That's why they
Yeah.
hate the disabled.
It sucks, because if you
They killed all the best German comedians.
They really wanted to kill everybody that was funny.
If
They're like, we killed the Jews, we killed the gay people, we killed the disabled people.
They hate funny people, because if you take a guy with Down syndrome to Splash Mountain, you're going to have a good time, but all they did was stick him full of syringes full of gasoline.
Oh, that reminds me of the story where my Uncle Joey had a massive erection at Splish Splash Water Park.
Of course he did. He was probably looking at a kid.
No.
He was absolutely...
No, it was
No. He was looking at a guy.
No. No, when we were in line, when I saw the erection on my Uncle Joey, I knew it was a harmless erection. He was just really happy to be on there. No, seriously.
One of the harmless erections.
No, I saw the joy in his eyes. He was so happy about to go down that water slide.
Yeah.
When he came down, he jumped out of the water after the slide. He was like, "Yeah!" His shorts fall off, and it was the hugest cock I've ever seen.
Hard as a rock.
Hard as a rock.
Really?
My mom had to run into the...
Did people scream?
And suck it? She had to run in and suck it?
No, it's really funny because... No, it's
sometimes you gotta suck your Down syndrome brother's cock.
It's not Down syndrome. How come everyone thinks the only decision?
Because you're describing a person with Down syndrome every time, and I've seen pictures. The pictures don't lie.
You've seen pictures?
Yeah,
I'll show you.
He has a blessed face.
He's his cock. I'm like, normal guy doesn't have a cock that big.
Yeah, it's all stupid and.
Well,
shit.
isn't it funny that like when somebody like that does something in public that is like a crime, people like they just look the other way because they know that like, oh, this is
like when they launder money.
This is just
like
this is just somebody's Uncle Stevie.
Like when they start a Chinese Chinese restaurant and use it to launder money for the mob.
Yeah. Wait, but what did he do?
Oh yeah, okay. So my grandpa was, he was kind of mean to my Uncle Joey his whole life, like
being mean to him.
Just for being him.
Yeah.
And one time my Uncle Joey in like the 70s urinated on the neighbor's lawn in a cowboy costume, and then he was just screaming on the top of his lungs, "I'm a Tawau! I'm a Tawau! I'm a Tawau!" And he pissed all over the neighbor's lawn. And
well, of course, he was on the range.
Yeah, he was my grandpa locked him in the backyard dog kennel and said, "If you're gonna act like a dog, I'm gonna treat you like a dog."
Right.
And then cut to 40 years later, my grandpa's on his deathbed, and my Uncle Joey, since he is mentally disabled, but he's also Catholic. Think about my anxiety about hell. Imagine being mentally disabled.
Oh my God, if they teach a mentally disabled guy hell, that's so not cool.
It's not cool.
It's so not cool.
So we would be at Thanksgiving dinner, and we would say grace, and then Uncle Joey would look over at me and go, "Hey, Kurt, is there such a thing as never-ending pain?"
Right.
And then it would be like...
What else would you think about? Yeah.
And then one time he would just ask it all the time, and then I found out why he was asking all the time was because he was worried where my grandfather's soul was going to go after he died.
Because he was a bad man.
He was a bad man. My Uncle Joey was worried that, he would go to hell. So on his deathbed, we're all in the hospital room, and my grandfather's on an oxygen mask, just breathing his last breaths. And my Uncle Joey is leaning over him in his face, like with this big smirk on his face. And he goes, Papa, who's coming to get you? Who's coming to get you? An angel or a devil? Who's coming to get you, Papa? An angel or a devil? And then my grandfather looked at him and said, "Get away from me, you crazy son of a bitch." And then he died. Those were his last words.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Last?
Yeah.
He said that and then died.
That was like it.
Oh my God, if somebody ever went to hell. Boy, did your grandpa go to hell. Your grandpa is so in hell. He's a Nazi who abused his Down syndrome family member forever. He's in the deepest pit. Holy shit, your granddad's in hell. Hell was made for your grandfather.
The icy core.
But I
mean, that's why you needed to be raised Catholic, so you would figure out what happened to your grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to imagine heaven is just full of schizophrenics and guys with Down syndrome because they're the only ones that are really believing it hardcore.
Yeah, and then, I always say that somebody's mentally ill when they believe in the Book of Enoch. That's like when they start talking about, like, really mentally ill people love talking the Bible.
Totally.
Like,
when my mom
it's magic.
It's a cure.
I love magic.
My mom would speak in tongues sometimes when she was having an episode. And my sister told me a story one time about that her friend was over, and my mom was just lying on the ground holding a Bible, speaking in tongues.
Whoa!
Because my mom went to like a snake handling church in Mississippi when she was like a kid with her grandma, but she was raised Baptist. Otherwise, like her grandma was Pentecostal because her grandma, was black.
I think that's why the South is awesome, because there's like high rates of mental illness and drug use, but then they also just take kids to churches where they make the kid hold a snake. So it's just like you're already having a hard time growing up, and then like every Sunday you just have to have an old man be like, touch the cobra. Like,
and they also hate Catholics. And
One
they're
time-
also just like, it's also very funny that they're like, Catholics are not the true word of God,
they
and they're
think
just
they're-
like handling rattlesnakes.
they're licking a snake's penis.
One time,
Yeah, and they're like, Catholics are
Yeah.
going to hell.
Yeah, because they got those incense. They're fucking crazy.
And they believe in a place called purgatory. What's so wrong about purgatory? A waiting place?
It's good to wait for a little bit.
Good. Yeah.
Get an indulgence, cut down the time.
one time, this is actually my grandma might not actually have been Pentecostal, because my mom showed me a picture one time of her with a reverend who she was dating, and my mom said that the reverend had a husband, or not a husband, a wife. So don't mention that to your nana, because my nana didn't like that my
The reverend had a wife?
yeah, that my great grandma was reverend's mistress.
Damn.
So maybe that's why they were going. But maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff where it's like weird stuff where it's like I never asked that much questions about it for some reason.
Yeah.
You're just
I
like
mean,
that's just what it is.
I feel like anybody who's had a crazy childhood or family, it's like hard to ask questions about that experience, because it's like, well, I didn't ask questions.
Yeah.
Also, everybody
They were also angry.
Yeah.
Why would I ask them why things were happening?
Well, also you're talking to mentally ill people, so it's just like their stories are just like don't make any sense. Like
Yeah.
their interpretation of events are so much different than what happened.
Well, because they give you like some sort of narration of like, well, everybody lies to me is why. And you're like, no, why were you kicked out of the grocery store? And they're like, because everybody's fake is why. Because they don't fucking believe in the Book of Enoch and the Anunnaki.
The fallen angels and the Nephilim.
This is the most open I've been on the podcast ever, probably, and it's just because Kurt's here to back me up.
Hell yeah. I was.
So you don't feel safe with me?
Actually, kind of maybe.
No, Cooper's hardcore.
I mean, you do only trust people with bad lives.
That
And-
is really funny. Like you could what is cool about doing stand up or just like the friends you make along the way is like you can smell like people's like wealth they were given when they were, like
Yeah.
you can
Well,
see
they
where
can
they
smell it
came
off
from.
you too. That's like
Like all three of us do not look like we grew up in like fucking the Palisades. Like
which I did.
Stand up is kind of divided into like the levels to which your family was not great.
Yeah.
And I had like a good childhood, and then it got very bad, which is why I'm not hanging out.
yeah.
If it stayed good, I'd be on more don't tells.
I
Probably the
love
don't
to
tells-
make
TV writing rooms.
Right.
Yeah.
I love to make guys that clearly had okay childhoods really upset at me.
Sure.
I made fun of a guy at the store the other day who was like, and he just started pacing. He walked away and started pacing.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless
What
you.
did you?
I love to make huge guys pace because
What
they
did you
can't figure
do?
out what to
Yeah.
say.
What happened?
Well, I was just at the store and I started making fun of a guy, just, kind of lightheartedly. Because, I think he is a funny comic, but it's just like, clearly our lives are just so different. So I started making fun of him, and then and then he just like started pacing and then walked into the store, like the hallway, and then walked back because he was just like couldn't figure out
What
what
did you
to say.
say to him?
I said that his sons were going to be losers.
Well,
Pretty funny.
yeah, that's pretty mean. I mean, yeah,
But,
it's pretty just unclever and mean.
well, it's because somebody else was saying his sons are going to be great and tall and stuff, and then I was like,
And
no,
you
your
couldn't
sons.
stand hearing that.
Well, I said your sons are going to be finance losers. You're going to have the worst piece of shit kids.
Oh,
I love a Shane joke where
Right.
like Shane will come up to me sometimes we'll be in a crowded place and he's like, it'd be funny right now if I just shot this whole place up.
yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's a Shane joke where I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, Shane, that would be hysterical.
Well, yeah, Shane will just always just tell me about just like bullying 40-year-olds. Like, yeah, I made him doubt his entire life. It was pretty cool, and I'm like, all right, I mean, as
I
long as-
did realize like a big thing about moving to LA is how I had to get nice, which I had never done before.
Yeah.
I had never had to be nice in my entire life.
Well, it sounds like in the scene you were in, it was just like, ooh, this guy's so mean.
Yeah.
We love this.
I mean, you've hung out with me and my friends,
Yeah, it's like the angriest group of people I've ever met.
and we were saying such horrific shit to each other.
Yeah, just all your friends just talk about how everybody's fake, liar, they're not pure.
But then I have the opposite problem where I'm too nice, which gets me into like all sorts of hijinks. That's literally the story of my life, that I just trust people too much.
You do trust people too much, and too many old gay men want to fuck you.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, that basically that. Where
Yeah.
like I could be trafficked easily.
Oh my God!
Like in 3 years, you'll be like,
oh
Where'd
my
Kurt go?"
God!
Gotta be like, there's a Bible study in China if you want to go, and then you're on a fucking container ship being like, oh man.
Kurt's gonna end up getting fucked in the ass in a Koreatown warehouse in 2 years.
Then you're gonna have to call your wife to pick you up.
Honey.
You know those like doorways in Koreatown that lead you have no clue where. There's
Yeah.
all like people getting just fucked.
Yeah, you just see a guy open a door to a building that's all painted white. You didn't even see the door, and you just see a red light.
So
Have
there's
I ever told the story on the podcast about delivering food on Hollywood Boulevard and a guy invited me in because it was super windy and it was just the most evil place I've ever, like the most
Really?
evil aura I've ever felt ever.
No.
Why'd you go in?
Because the
Shane,
guy,
my God,
It was-
to fucking Richard Ramirez.
it's so funny because it's like the scariest place I've ever been delivering Uber Eats, and I've delivered to like projects in
Was
Nashville
it
and like
like
one
a
of the
home?
worst neighborhoods in the country.
Yeah, what was the aura? Like what?
It was like I walked in and was like, "There's weird sex stuff happening in here."
Was it a house?
It was just an unmarked door. Like it was like one of those unmarked. You know how in like parts of LA there'll just be doors that are just like, I don't know where the fuck this leads.
In a large building?
Yeah,
What kind of room were you in?
I was in a hallway. It was painted all white. The guy was just. I think it was really close to the Scientology like history museum.
Okay.
So it might have had something to do with that. I think it was trafficking. Something there's like a trafficking thing going on there, which is why it just felt so awful.
Feels like a bad move to order food to the trafficking ring.
Yeah, yeah.
Feels like
what type of food? What were they eating?
I don't remember. I think it was like.
In now?
I think it was
Probably.
Thai food.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Uh-oh. I know who's being trafficked.
Well, yeah, a couple ladyboys. Well, it's always good to eat noodles when you're staring at a 3-year-old in a cage. Slurping up noodles, and you're going to Bangladesh.
The trafficking shit out here is fucking crazy.
Isn't LA one of the worst places?
It's
for
absolutely.
trafficking? That's what I
Koreatown
heard.
especially is really bad for it because the Korean mob is like really involved in that.
Even like Sunset Boulevard is like a hotbed of trafficking.
I think it might have the most trafficking. I
Yeah.
think it's like here in Miami.
People get picked. Like servers at the store have like found like air tags on their car.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
Jesus.
traffickers. But I also just throw air tags on women's cars to keep them on their toes.
Why don't we just like anytime we see somebody that we think we're getting trafficked, we can open up a can of cat food and try to save them.
Oh, like a cat. You want to feed a trafficked woman cat food. Sounds like you just want to traffic.
I don't know if
I
trafficking's
don't want-
as bad as it was like 20 years ago here, though.
Maybe that was bad too.
I think.
Cut
It's
that
very
out.
funny. No, we're keeping it in. We're absolutely keeping that in. No, it is worse. My business is like in shambles right now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, the hardware store?
No, the trafficking.
Oh.
Anyway, what were we talking about before we got into this juicy stuff?
Stories about our.
Oh, about how you were going to get trafficked. Oh, yeah.
Well, I know where all my anxiety comes from.
Where?
There's just one story from my child. Like that. Do you traced all your fucking weird stuff to like your?
There's too much stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
what is the story?
When I was a kid, I asked my mom. I wanted ducks for Christmas. Like
Okay.
I wanted ducks.
Yeah.
I wanted to raise ducklings in the backyard. So I like made a ditch to build a pond, but just dug a ditch and build it.
That's
with
awesome.
water.
You were just going to put ducks in a muddy hole.
So I asked my mom, could I get ducks online? There's like, you can get like 30 eggs and incubate them.
You were going to get 30?
Yeah, 30 eggs because you can't like, they're cheaper by the dozen. Like,
Well, yeah, you got to save money.
yeah. So for Christmas, instead of duck eggs, my mom got me pheasant eggs and an incubator. And she said pheasant eggs were cheaper. Merry Christmas. And I had like 30 pheasant eggs and a cheap incubator. And it was up to me to like spin the eggs, and turn them to make sure they were incubating correctly. And they weren't. I was getting so much anxiety because I was like an expecting mother, and I was like so excited to have these pheasants.
Right.
And I turned the eggs every day, but we had really shitty power, and the power kept going off like during the night, and I would wake up in the middle of the night, the eggs,
And they would just be freezing?
yeah, and I would have to like try to turn the power back on so my eggs could continue to incubate. And then I was doing this for like a year and a half, turning these eggs and like and then I found out later on the incubation period for pheasant eggs is 21 days. I was rotating pheasant eggs for like 475 days. Just the eggs. Like trying to, and then eventually my mom cracked and be like, "It's been too long. They're dead." She screamed, "They're dead," and then pulled the incubator out of the wall and threw the incubator with all the eggs in the trash.
I was about to say.
And that's where my anxiety comes from.
So you were like a lady walking around with a dead baby where everybody in town is like, we have to tell her. That's also funny because your parents watched it for a year where both your parents every night were going to sleep like, he keeps touching those dead fucking eggs. It's just a bunch of dead babies. And then instead of letting you down lightly, she's like, you fucking idiot. Holy shit.
Brutal.
I still think about those pheasants.
How could you not?
They're in hell.
They're in hell.
Because they didn't get baptized when they were born.
Oh my God. You probably thought about that too. You were probably waiting to baptize your pheasants, then you realized they all went to hell before they could be born. It's a bunch of pheasant fetuses in hell.
I actually kind of have a memory of being baptized.
Really?
I actually kind of feel like I do. I remember hating it.
How young were you?
I was probably a baby. For some reason, that pops in my brain. That like, for some reason, I think I have just a fake memory of being baptized.
You just made up a memory that you hated being baptized?
Yeah, I think it's just like one of those invented memories.
I have an invented memory of Cooper being circumcised.
I was.
I have this memory very vividly of Cooper being circumcised.
I was. They did it with a pocket knife when I was 14. I liked it. Well, that's an hour.
Yeah, that's an hour.
Kurt, this was wonderful.
Yeah,
I hope you guys
episode.
we had a good podcast.
We did. It wasn't like, even despite what we talked about, it wasn't as depressing as it usually is.
No, I feel like I was a little low energy at the top, but we really rallied around minute 30. So if you made it this long, you really got the goods.
Yeah, you got to hear some stories about Kurt. You got to hear some stories about me. We got to
hear more stories about. Can we end? Cooper, do you have one?
Yeah, we needed some Cooper stories.
Yeah, give us a Cooper story before we go.
There's not a lot of fun stories because it was mostly just my dad and brother relapsing and just doing pathetic loser shit. But I remember a funny thing my dad told me, which I think I've told you. Well, there's a couple things. Like I remember I was just slowly realizing that my dad was drinking again. And then I went over to the apartment, which had like no natural sunlight in it. And we had a dog, Bella, living there. And she had a poop and piss mat that was just overflowing. On the balcony. It was disgusting. I felt so horrible for her, and I tried to help her, and then she had to live with another family, of course. But I remember I went over, and then I saw there was like Jaeger on the counter. I was like, why is there a Jaeger? And then my dad was like, well, because I don't have to drink as much of it to get buzzed. So it's better. And then he told me that when he was living in Simi Valley, he would go into the 7-Eleven and then buy like a hand size of Jaeger, and then he would chug it all because he said it's the closest feeling you can get to heroin without doing heroin. And I was like, that's really terrible. And then he was like, yeah, I told my friends in AA that, and even they said that was crazy. So he was freaking out guys in AA. But we never had like fucked up childhood stories because there wasn't like fucked up mental illness. My dad was clean for a while. So then it just, when I was a teenager, things just fell apart. But it wasn't ever funny enough. So just
the story about your brother watching Bad Santa on heroin is funny.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's Bad Santa 2, which makes
there was
it even
kind
funnier.
of one story that's kind of funny is when my brother was still on heroin. He was definitely not on heroin at the time because he was furious, but he had to come down because he was also probably furious because he was coming down from heroin withdrawing and like really weak. So he had to come
God,
down.
they're so mean when they're withdrawing.
They're so pissed when they don't have heroin. So he had to come open the gate to the apartment. And then he like was all pissed and like didn't really hold the door for me. And I was just like pretty over it at that time. So instead of being nice to him, I was like, why are you not holding the door? You fucking pissed off. And then we walked into the door of the building and then he tried to close the door on me and I just pushed it. And I was like, what are you doing? And then he charged at me and was gonna like grab both of my shoulders and push me up against the wall, but I just saw two fists, so I just immediately started punching him in the face as hard as I could. Just like immediately I saw his two fists and was like, I just started punching him as fast and as hard as I could because I had so much anger against my family. So I was like, oh, thank God I can just punch this guy. And then once I like punched him once, he was like, why did you punch me? And I was like, you charged me. And then he was like, my own brother. And then went up to my dad and was like, Cooper just hit me. And since I used to try and have a joke about it because it's like if your brother's on heroin, you never get blamed for anything.
Yeah.
So he went up and was like, Cooper punched me. And my dad was immediately like, well, what did you do? You're the one on fucking heroin. Nobody trusts you at all. You're like a complete... And they're all doing good now. They're all, my brother's going to get married. He's in a wonderful place. But at the time, he's just on fucking heroin. So my dad was like, yeah, of course it's your fault. What are you talking about? And then he cried and nobody felt bad for him.
That is crazy how heroin addict siblings are always doing better than you.
Eventually, yeah, because they have a real goal. You get off heroin and then you get into a trade and you make money.
And then you like find love.
Yeah.
And
Look
then
at our friend Sam Harder.
and then they scare you out of doing heroin because they're older than you and they're you see all the shit and then you're like, maybe I should have done heroin.
Yeah. I mean, me being the youngest in the family, you're not in control of anything, so then you grow up with a victim complex and then you're just a fucking whiny, pitiful fucking bitch who never does anything with his life. So that's where I'm at. But he's making good money on the tugboats.
Dang.
So he's got that going for him.
Shout out to Cooper's brother of the week.
Yeah, definitely brother of the week. But yeah, give it up for Uncle Joey. I hope he's doing okay now.
Yeah.
Uncle Joey's a real fucking warrior.
Yeah,
Where's he living?
He's on heroin
Another
now.
group home.
Okay, well,
Hope
they're not feeding him fucking icing or whatever. But Kurt, is there anything you'd like to...
They moved up. They're giving him salami with peanut butter on it.
I mean, honestly, that would be a big step. That would be like the fucking Ritz-Carlton. He'd be like, holy shit, meat. Do you have anything to promote?
Nah, just...
What shoe store do you work at?
Nah, I don't want people coming in. I don't want to touch people's feet.
Kurt doesn't
You don't want
work.
any of our 18 listeners to come in and...
Get some running shoes.
Yeah.
Well, they actually will. They all know you. Nobody likes this podcast. We have no fans, so they're all just people you know.
Yeah. If you can follow me.
But, well,
If you don't
but the
follow
people
me,
that listen really like it.
Yeah, if you don't
They do.
follow me, yeah.
Except for like maybe the people that hate watch it.
Yeah, if you don't follow us, that's honestly pretty rude at this point because we see you every day. So give us all a follow back.
Yeah,
probably.
follow us back, Eli.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I think Eli follows us though.
But anyway, thank you so much for coming to the podcast. I hope you
Eli
enjoyed
got
it.
me earlier, so I just want to shout out Eli because I told him to stand up for our friend who's a woman, and then he got me. So I want to admit I was bested.
He'll be on the podcast.
He'll be on the podcast someday.
You'll get to meet him. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Stay funny.
Stay
Thank
funny.
you.
Kurt, say stay funny.
Stay funny.
Stay funny.